Is it recording now? Okay, it's recording. So today class, it's Unit 9. It's all about support well-being of babies and young children for healthy lifestyle. So do we know what's the dietary requirement for the children? What's the current dietary requirement or guidance for early year setting? Do you know anything about it, Hiba?
They need to drink a good amount of water and have a good balance of food, vegetable, protein.
Very good. So we need to give them some vitamins, some minerals. We need to monitor their calories. They need energy, so lots of exercises they do throughout the day. So first of all, we need to give them vitamins and mineral, and this is all in the fruit and vegetables. So we need to monitor what food we're giving them. Something very important to them, which is vitamin C. They need it for their skin, for their hair, for their nails. Why? Because they are growing. So they need all these vitamins. Also, they need minerals like calcium. That's why we give them lots of milk in the nursery. Also, they need calories and energy. Why? Because they do lots of exercises. They jump, they move, they play. So to avoid their health deteriorating, we need to give them lots of good food. So let me show you what's the dietary requirement for the in the nursery. So first of all, salt and salty food is not good for the babies, for their kidneys. So many takeaways food meal are with high level of salt. So it's not allowed to give them salt. Second thing, honey. Honey is contain bacteria, so any baby who is below 1 year old, we are not allowed to give them honey. Also about sugar and sugary food and drinks. Sugar obviously affect their teeth, so sugar can be harmful for the children. Why? Because it causes the dental decay. Therefore, and also the children would put on weight very quickly if they keep eating sugar. That's why we should stop giving them sugar. Also about the cheese. Cheese should not be given to babies until they are 6 months. Why? Because obviously the cheese has got it's got lots of bacteria to create the cheese. So it is fine to be eaten after 6 months, not below 6 months. Also, the cow's milk is not good for babies. So we better give them formula milk or breast milk rather than cow milk. And also we should check with the doctor if we are going to give the babies soy milk or any other type of milk rather than the formula milk. Why? Because it might have allergy to it, so it's better to check with the doctor. Also, the raw food like raw shellfish and also uncooked prawns, oyster. They contain bacteria and could give the children food poisoning. So we have to be very careful with this. How about the rice drink? Rice drink made with rice may contain arsenic and also poisonous for the children. So we better not to give the children under 5 years old. We wouldn't give them rice drink. Also, so food contain anything you could choke on it. So choking, the children could choke on food. Something like peanuts, like nuts, like jelly cubes. uncooked celery, lots of also apple. All these things could cause the children to choke on, so we have to stop giving them this type of food. Carrots, for example, if it is cooked, so that's it's fine, like boiled, slow boiled, but we can't give them the carrot to eat it. Why? Because they might choke on it. It's dangerous. So we have to be careful. Also, another dietary requirement for the children, we need to monitor vitamin D supply. It's very recommended for the children who are under 5. And also we need to the children to eat lots of different food and vegetables. We can't stick to one type of food, like every day same food. That will give them like very small portion of what they need in the day. So what we have to do, the vegetables, the food, we need to be to choose variety, wide range of them. As we said, sugary food should be kept to the minimum. So we can give them the sugar on the food. So for example, we give them raisins. Raisins is sugary. It's got sugar inside. Why? Like, however, sorry, just 1 second. Morning, Asia. Is she joined in or not yet? Yes. All right. So, and also the sugary food. Sugary food is not allowed for the children. So we have to give them very minimum of sugar. Like we give them raisins rather than chocolate, or we can't give them chewing gum, or all these sweets are not allowed. Also, salt. We shouldn't be add salt to their food, so we keep it healthy. We boil it, but without any salt. Salt is not good for the children. It's not good for their kidney. Also, water. We should give them the water throughout the day. It's very important. It's very recommended by the government. And also, only provide, we said, plain water. We shouldn't give them milk, especially if they were below 1 year old. Also snacking. Normally, the children will love snacks, but I would give them as a snack, maybe boiled carrot, maybe raisins, rather than giving them chocolate and sweet. Okay, so the guidelines for the government is this. It's all these together. So first of all, we need to talk about the salt is not allowed, the honey, what we need to give them. We need to give them proper food full of vegetables and fruit, minimum sugar, minimum no salt, no raw fish, no rice drink, no anything can choke on it, like big chunks of carrots, of apple. It's not good. They're not allowed, especially if they were below 6 months. Why? Because they choke on it. Yeah. So all this is the dietary requirement. And as we said, water is very important. We have to give them water throughout the day. So now to answer, first of all, current dietary guidance for early setting. So we have spoken about this. Now explain the importance of a healthy, balanced diet for babies and young children. So what is the importance of balanced diet? Balanced diet is mean we give them a diet full of all the vitamins and minerals they needed. Yeah. So what's the point of giving them a balanced diet? Can you think about reasons?
to keep them healthy and have a good amount of calorie to be energetic.
Very good, excellent. Any other reason?
And no fat, more fat, no good, and the children more fat and junk food maybe.
Yes, very good. We don't give them junk food. We said the junk food has got lots of salt, and we are not allowed to give them salt. Very good. So why do we keep this dietary requirement? Why we follow these guidelines? What's the importance of having healthy food and giving it to the children? So first of all, enlarge it so maybe you can see it better. So first of all, it helps the children to grow in a way that allow bones and muscles to develop properly. So that's very important reason why we give them balanced diet. Also, we give the children enough energy to move, develop physical skills. We support their brain development, and it makes it easier for the children to learn when they have balanced diet. Also, it helps their body to fight infection, to fight germs. So that's why we should always make sure that their food has got balanced diet. Okay, is this understood?
Yes.
So for us, for the children, they need to develop, they are growing, so they need to develop their muscles, they need to develop their brain, their body, physical activities. All these needs a healthy and balanced diet. Also, the children, they need lots of energy because they keep moving, they keep growing, so they develop physical skills. All these need a good balanced diet. Also, to support their brain activities, they always need to learn. So that's why we give them balanced diet. Also, it helps their body fight infection. So all these reasons are very important. So as we have to give them balanced diet. Now, if we go to the second question, it says explain nutritional value of the main food group. So what's the value, nutritious value of each group of the food? So first of all, we have most important group of food for the children is fruit and vegetables. So what we have here, we have so many examples for the fruit and vegetables like orange, apple, banana, avocado, cabbage, tomatoes, peas, carrots. All this are fruit and vegetables. What's the benefit of them? So fruit and vegetables contain vitamins and minerals. It helps the children a lot to develop, to improve their brain activity, their physical activity. That's why it's very important to give them fruit and vegetables. Also, we have carbohydrates. What's the type of food contain this? We have bread, we have rice, we have potatoes, pasta, breakfast cereal. All these have got the carbohydrates. What's the benefit of it? It provides energy and also may contain some vitamins. So the energy the children need it because they are moving a lot and they are growing too much, so fast. So they need the energy. And also they need vitamins, and we can get from all this type of food, we can get some vitamins. Also, we have protein. That's another type of food, very important for the children. Where do we find the protein? We find it in the nuts, in the lentils, meat, fish, eggs. and also some beans. Beans is very important, also mushroom. So what's the benefit of having protein? We have the protein helps the body to build cells. So to grow, we need protein. Some food in the protein group also provide iron. It's very important for us. Why? Because of the increase the blood supply. It's very important mineral for the health. So that's why meat and all the beans and lentils and nuts, they all provide us with a very good source of protein. Also, we have dairy and also alternative products. Dairy is very important for the children, like milk, yogurt, cheese, butter, margarine. They all margarine. They're all very important for the children. What's the benefit of them? They have the dairies, and also there are alternative products. For example, almond milk. It's an alternative. It's not dairy, but it's provide us with a protein. So the dairies are very important because they give us energy, they give us fat, and they give us protein. So most products also contain vitamins. Some of them contain calcium, like the milk. Calcium is very important for the bones health. So we need calcium. Where we get the calcium, we get it from the dairies. Also give us some vitamins, like vitamin A, and the butter is very important. So all these are the director says explain the nutritional value of the main food groups. So this is what we have just discussed. And also you can talk about eating different meals, snacks, all these for the children. We need to make sure it's got all these food groups. Like we have protein in their diet, we have vitamins, we have carbohydrates, we have fruit and vegetables, dairies are all important for the children. Now describe the importance of hydration for babies and young children. Do we know what's the meaning of hydration? Hydration is drinking water. So when you say you are dehydrated, that means you don't drink water. So what's the importance of hydration? So the body, say again.
And vitamin C and minerals, juice, fresh juice, water, lot of drinking and children.
Very good. So hydration, we can either drink water, milk, any liquid, but mainly water. It's very important for the children. So water will help the blood circulation in the body, will help the liver, the kidneys to function well. So it is very important for us to give the children water. When the children or adults do not have enough water in their bodies, they become dehydrated. So this will happen if the weather is really hot, if someone vomiting or have diarrhea, but they don't drink water to recover. So the body will tell you they need to drink. So that's why you feel very thirsty. And the current guidelines is to make sure that children are always have enough water available. Like you put some sort of a jug or a glass of water for each kid, or maybe a jug with disposable cup. How about you, Hiba? What do you do in your nursery? How would you offer the children water?
They have I don't know that in English, but it's like a big jug with the tap,
Yes.
and all the kids and the disposable cups. Every
Excellent. Yeah.
yeah.
Because it is very good for
I
hygiene reason. Yes, very good. And how about you, Asya? Because you said you help in childminder. So what do you do there? As childminder, how they offer water to the children?
My son,
Yeah.
my son, he is going to nursery, and I have a bring in the bag and water beaker. And
Okay. So you believe water is very important. That's excellent. That's
yeah,
why you give the child water.
yes.
Okay. Very good. So as we said, the current guidelines is to make sure children always have water available so they can access it quickly whenever they feel thirsty, they can drink it. How much water we need, it depends on the number of factors. The hot weather, is it hot or not? Do this child has got lots of lots of exercises that will make them thirsty as well. Also, did the child has got porridge for breakfast, because this contain water as well. So it depends if they had some water in their breakfast, if they had water at home, they might need a little bit less than someone who didn't have in the breakfast enough water. Maybe they had some toast, they didn't drink milk, so they need water. Okay, so what's the sign of dehydration? So for us here, describe the importance of hydration. So what's the sign? How do you know that this child has got dehydration?
Dehydration. Sometimes some exercise.
If you see the child, how would you know this child is thirsty? Sometimes they come and tell you, but if they don't tell you,
Yeah.
you see the child drowsy.
yeah, and the
Not
breathing very
yes,
hard,
and yeah,
and the breathing hard.
very good. Breathing
Mm,
quickly.
okay.
And what else?
And dry mouth.
Dry mouth, dry eyes if they cry. Very good, excellent.
Dry skin.
Also, for the babies, you see that in their head, on the top of their head, there is a soft area, a soft spot on their heads. This will sink. Why? Because they need water. Dry mouth, dark yellow pee. Their pee will be very, very dark yellow. Why? Because there is no water in their bodies. Also, they have cold hands, cold feet. Why? Because they don't drink enough water. So for us to talk about the importance of the hydration, we said without the water, the water helps the blood circulate in the body. It helps the liver, helps the kidney to function properly. That's why we have to give water to the children. We have to make water available at all times for the children. If they have any diarrhea or any if they do vomiting, we have to give them water after that. Why? Because they lose all the water they have. Also, if they do lots of exercises, they might go dehydrated. If the weather is hot, we have to give them. So that's why we should keep it always available for them. And also the current guidelines that we have to monitor the kids. So if we see their face dry, they cry without tears, that means they need water. Sometimes they have the water with their breakfast, so they might not need as much as other children. Maybe they eat it with the porridge. Maybe they drink lots of milk. But if they don't, then they go dehydrated. How would we check if they are dehydrated? If they are dehydrated, they will have, they will seem drowsy, they will breathe quickly, they will have no tears if they cry, their mouths are dry, they will have dark yellow pee. Also, their hands, feet, they will be cold. So, and also the baby will have soft spot in their head. It will sink because they will be dehydrated. So now, explain strategies to encourage healthy eating. So how can we encourage healthy eating for babies or children? What's the strategies we can do? First of all, we need to be a good role model. Yeah. So how can we become a good role model? It's very important for us to encourage babies and children that we ourselves to enjoy healthy diet. We have a good meal. So if you are thirsty, as a practitioner, you better, it's good to show the children that you drinking plain water rather than going and bring in some juice or some milk or some. Water is the most important thing. So for me, I'm just going to say, look, children, I'm thirsty, so I'm drinking plain water. It's very important for you. And also, in the meal time, you should sit on the table with the children and eat some food as well. Why? Because you need to show them that you eat healthy food. You don't grab snacks, you don't bring chocolate, you just eat healthy food. Also, you need to show them that you're enjoying eating the vegetables and fruit. Why? Because they don't like it. They don't think it's good for them. They don't like it, they don't enjoy it. So when you're eating, maybe you do some noises and showing them body language, saying that the food is amazing. I really love vegetables and fruit. You need to show them that you love fruit and vegetables. That's first strategy. Second strategy, involving children in food preparation. So it's very important for me, if I was working with children in a nursery or as a childminder, to involve them in preparing their food. So what would you do to them? Try a new taste. Maybe we bring lots of cat food and ask them to try a new taste. Maybe I'll share them in a food preparation. I show them how to wash the vegetable and fruit, or how to peel them. Just show them. And something like the setusma, I just show them how to do it. Maybe they follow me. They start peeling the setusma by their fingers, or the banana. They peel the banana. It's very important to show them, like, this is the way how we do it. When you get them involved, if every one of these children will peel the banana for him or herself, or peel the satusma, they will enjoy eating it because this is what they've done for themselves. Also, the children could be involved in the preparation of the table. So they bring a blanket to cover the table. They put the disposable plate on the table. It's very important for the children that they help organizing the table. Why? Because this will make them enjoy the food more. Another strategy we do is letting the children to serve themselves. It's very important. So if all the food is given to the children is nutritious, children should be able to help themselves to some of it. So maybe we put big dish and the children can take the food they want from the dish. And what children can put things on their own plate. Choose what to eat so they can pick the food they like, put it on their plate. Also, if the food is new, that will encourage them to try it. They might like it. So children also learn to judge how much they can eat. So if they serve themselves, not only encourage them to eat, but also they will judge how much they need to eat. Rather than you putting piles of food on their plate, they will pick what they can eat and they eat it. So it is a very good strategy for them to learn how much they need to eat. Also, not forcing children to eat or to finish. That's very important. So if I was feeding the children, like preparing the food with them or something, I shouldn't be forcing them to eat. If they don't want to eat, it's fine. Because we leave it some on the table. Whenever they are hungry, they will go back and eat. And also, you need not to force them to finish their plates. It's very important. So if the children have said that they do not want to try something, the guidance is not to force them, not to pressure them. So in the same way, if the child have said that they have finished eating, this should be respected. It's fine if they say, oh, I'm finished. It's okay. You don't need to force them to finish off their plate. This is not good for them. Otherwise, they would hate the food. So children shouldn't be told they cannot have this or they cannot do this. They should finish their food. Shouldn't be forced to do that. Otherwise, as we said, they would hate it. They would think eating is horrible. Other strategies to make children eat, such as making sure portion size is correct. So the portion should be correct for the child. The child shouldn't be given too much food because they wouldn't finish it, or very little and then they become hungry. So it's very important to know how much we give, or how much we put on their plate, the size of their portion. Also, providing variety of food during the meal. So we don't give them just one type of food. They might don't like this type of food. So what we need to do, children more willing to eat if they have a small amount of different food. They would enjoy more. So maybe don't give them too much, and also give them varied food, some variety of different food on the plate. This can stop them from getting bored in eating. Sometimes they get bored because same food over and over again, a massive amount, that would make them bored. Also, putting children in a small group to eat. So if they have maybe 2 more kids sitting with this child, they will be talking, they will be eating, they will enjoy it. While if he's in a massive group, he wouldn't really enjoy it that much, or she wouldn't. Like here, as you can see in the picture. First of all, what you can see here, the practitioner is sitting eating with the children like a role model. She has lots of vegetables on her plate. Also, they have just 2 children sitting on the table, not too many. Why? Because this encourages them to make conversation, talk about the food and how much they enjoy it. And this will encourage them to eat even more. Also, making meal and snack attractive. So food looks, if the food looks attractive, it will appeal to the children. So you cut the food in a way to different shapes to make it more interesting. Make some decoration, you make some faces, funny faces with the banana, with the apple, with the satusma. That will encourage them to eat it more. Also, make meals and snack into occasions. So you could put some menu card, flowers, or make table look attractive, as if it's an occasion eaten. You see, when, like, if you have an occasion at home, you would make the table really attractive. You put some flowers, you put the dishes in a different way. Exactly like here. So when you have the food served in a nursery, maybe make it more attractive. Put a cloth on the table, put the dishes in a way it looks tasty and attractive. Also, make sure that children do not become over hungry. So you shouldn't put very small portion of food on their table, on their plates. Why? Because they become very hungry. So you shouldn't put too much food, and you shouldn't put very little food. So it's a good idea for the children to become like satisfied with the food, not over hungry or or too hungry. So you shouldn't make them over hungry. So when this happens, are more likely to find the setting like they would eat harder. They might appear to be more fussy. So we need to make sure that we do not make the children over hungry. Also, make sure that children spend time outdoor. They are active. Why? Because when they are active, they need lots of energy, so they come back for more food, and it will make them hungry. Will make the food more attractive, more appealing to them, because they are really hungry. They need it. Okay, so it looks like I pasted this again, so sorry. Because we said this, we done this. I'll resend it to you. It's been pasted twice. So now 4.1, explain the impact of poor diet on babies and young children, health development and well-being in the short term. So what's the impact of poor diet on the children? So let us go to 4.1. So what's the effect of poor diet? So if we give the children poor diet, no good food, we don't give them fruit and vegetables, they don't have vitamins, they don't have energy, we don't give them protein, like we just give them, for example, sweet, crisps, lots of drinks, fizzy drinks, all the bad or poor dietary requirement, maybe lots of junk food, we give them lots of takeaway food meal. This is all bad diet. So what's going to happen to the children? First of all, they would gain weight, obviously. Yeah. So the children who have too many calories for their age, not healthy food, they will be overweight or obese, which is very bad for the children. So first of all, they might gain weight. So In the short term, the impact that young children, they will become overweight. They may find it harder to move and enjoy physical activities and play. Why? Because they are overweight. They are very big for their size, for their age. And this will limit the development of their skills, of their brain development, of their body development. So being a big or chunky kid is not a good thing. Overweight is not good. And then what about the long term? Obviously, they will have lots of medical problems. Why? Because being big is not good for you. So the body turns the excess calories into fat. This will result that this fat will be stored around very vital organs such as the liver, the heart. If you have lots of fat around the heart, around the liver, what's going to happen? The children will have diseases. The children will develop heart disease. They will develop type 2 diabetes. So all this is very bad for the children. Many young children who are overweight may continue to be overweight later on, so they wouldn't lose the weight later on. And this is because your food will have lots of things you've been enjoying. So if you enjoyed it when you were a kid, you will enjoy it when you're adult. So you wouldn't really lose weight because you just get used to it. Your body get used to it. So that is very, very dangerous. So in the short term, the child will become obese or overweight. Why? And they wouldn't be able to do physical activities. They will have no or limit development of their skills, of their brain development. In the long term, the impact that this calories will turn into fat, and this fat will be stored in the body, and the child might not lose it. They would go to be adults, and they will still chunky by then. They wouldn't lose this overweight. They will be obese when they are adults, and they will create lots of fat around the very important organs in the body, like the liver, the heart. It might give them type 2 diabetes. So it's not good for the children to be overweight, or it's not good to give them excess food. Also, the lack of energy. These children, in the short term, they will have lack of energy because why? Because all these calories will become fat, and like sometimes they are not taking enough calories so the poor diet. This is when they have too much food. If they have less food, they wouldn't have enough calories. They wouldn't have enough energy. They wouldn't have enough vitamins and minerals. They wouldn't have enough iron. So the blood will suffer when it delivers the oxygen to the cells. Also, the muscles will have no power, no energy. They might become anemic. Why? Because of the lack of iron in their body, in their diet. So this is when you talk about the bad diet, first of all, you can talk about it when they have overweight, they have lots of sugar in their diet, they have, and in a long and short term, what it caused them. And also if they have less food, because this is poor diet too. They have less energy, they have less vitamins, less protein, it will affect their body. Their body wouldn't build the cells properly, wouldn't have calories to do any energy, any tasks they need to do. Also, there is no iron, and that would affect the flowing of the body. It would affect the oxygen in their cells. Also, the power of their muscles wouldn't be strong enough. They might become anemic. So it is very important to maintain a healthy diet. So now, if you have less, so if you have too much, this is the effect, long term and short term. If you have less food and less vitamins, less energy, less everything, what is going to happen? This is because this is poor diet too. So when children has lack of energy, the child, they will find it harder to concentrate, to learn new skills. They might not feel like playing with the other children. So in the short term, this is what caused them. In the long term, the children might find it harder to fight infection. So the body will start developing diseases. Why? Because they don't have any food, any energy, anything to fight disease. And also they would, their growth will suffer. Their teeth, their bones, their height, they might not get the height they need. So, for example, the bones and the teeth, healthy, balanced diet will give the children nutritious nutrition, like all the nutrition they need for their food, from their food. So they need this nutritious diet to develop strong bones, to develop strong teeth. When children are not eating healthy diet, obviously their bones, their teeth, they will get affected. And especially vitamin D, they always need vitamin D for their bones. So in the short term, where the children are eating a lot of food and drink that contain sugar, they might develop dental decay. Yeah, in the short term, their milk teeth, they might be taken out, and it's very painful for the child. And also, poor teeth might contain another difficulties in talking clearly for the child, which is very important. They might also have another problem. If the children lost their teeth, it will be harder for us to understand them, to teach them how to pronounce the word correctly, because they might be pronouncing it correctly, but because they don't have teeth, it doesn't sound right. So when the children do not have sufficient vitamin D and calcium, they might develop bone disease, and which are called rickets. So all these illnesses, we need vitamin, especially the vitamin D is very important for the children. Obviously, the children can get vitamin D from the sun or from eating butter. So there are either from the food or from playing in the garden, for example. So under 5 years, it is very recommended for them to have supplement of vitamin D. How about longer term? If the children do not have sufficient calcium or vitamin D in their diet, there is a danger that they might have fractures in their bones when they become older. The children may have tooth decay, which carry on all their life, which is very, very bad. They might have their tooth taken out. Their smile is very important for their social activities or social skills, but might be have big problem because they don't even have teeth. They can't even smile to the public. They can't make relationships properly. So this is very, very important. Also for the immune system. So the immune system, a healthy diet can affect easily the children fighting the infection. So if they don't have a good balanced diet in the long term, the children are they might have lots of illnesses. They might miss sessions. They might leave the setting because they keep getting these illnesses. They might feel unwell, and they might not go to the nursery. They might not concentrate, prevent them from playing with the other children. So this is the effect on the short term. How about long term? So in the long term, some research suggests that healthy diet in the children can help fighting against lots of diseases in the later years. So if we give them now healthy diet, it will develop their bodies into a level where they can fight diseases when they are older. So it is very important to keep their food as healthy as we can. So to answer this question, where it says, so in the short term, you can put it all together, like what's in the short term. In the short term, if the children do not eat, if they first of all, if they eat non-healthy food full of sugar and salt and lots of sweets, lots of what do you call it, junk food, this will make them gain weight. So in the short term, they will be overweight. They will find it harder to move. They wouldn't enjoy their activities. In the long term, they might have this calories built up into fat. This fat will be living around the liver, the heart, all the important organs, and then will cause them diseases such as heart disease, type 2 diabetes. And many children may continue to be overweight when they grow up. And also if they have for the lack of energy, so if they don't eat enough, they wouldn't have enough energy. If they don't have enough protein, enough vitamins, minerals, it all affects their body. Iron is very important for the blood supply. It wouldn't be delivered oxygen to the cells properly. Their muscles will suffer. They might have anemia. So for the short term, if they have lack of energy, what's going to happen? They wouldn't be able to play. They wouldn't be able to learn. In the long term, they might find it harder to find infection because the body fight infection if they have enough vitamins, minerals, protein. Especially the vitamins and minerals is very, very important. And also it might affect their growth. They might become shorter than normal, or their body wouldn't develop properly. Also about the bones and teeth, obviously we said is very important. If they eat well, they can get vitamin C and calcium from the food, which is very important to them on the short term. They will, if they eat anything which is sugary, they will develop a toothache, tooth decay. It will be very painful for them, maybe prevent them from going to the nursery. And in the long term, losing vitamin C and calcium is very dangerous for the body, because this will develop lots of illnesses. And also, if they don't have these vitamins and minerals, they might develop the teeth might fall off in the long term, and they wouldn't have nice smiles, so their social activities will suffer. They will have problems when they grow up. And also the immune system. The immune system, if they don't eat it properly, their immune system will suffer because of the non-balanced diet. So the body wouldn't be able to fight infections. So in the short term, when the children are feeling poor, they will be feeling ill regularly. Why? Because their immune system is not good enough. They don't have enough food. They will miss on lots of sessions. They wouldn't be attending. They will feel that they can't concentrate. They will feel tired at all times. They wouldn't need to participate in the playground, in the groups. In the long term, they might have, their body wouldn't be able to fight lots of diseases, and disease will develop over years, and then they might suffer later on with lots of diseases when they grow old. Now explain how emotional resilience, mental health impact upon holistic well-being. So, just 1 second. So, how emotional resilience, mental health impact upon holistic well-being. So, with being for us, well-being, would it affect our mental health or wouldn't? So the emotional resilience is a term used to talk about the way we cope when we have difficulties or problems in our lives. Okay, so our emotional resilience is when we cope, like let us say we lose someone who's really important to us in our lives, or maybe broken off relationships, suddenly the parents have divorced, so this is all we need, emotional resilience for us to cope with these what happened in our lives, as well as that the impact of the children on the children's health. So poor diet can also affect the children's feeling, not only their health, but also their feelings. So children who are overweight, they have less energy or have many absence due to their ill health, might not develop confidence. So if they don't attend to the class because of their, they have, like, they are obese because of their body bad diet. So the child who are overweight, they have less energy. They also they will be absent from the nursery from time to time because of their illnesses. So all this will not develop confidence. This may make a difference on how easily can make friends. So if they don't have confidence, he might not become able to socialize. He might not be able to make friends. He might not be able to participate in the activities. In the meantime, If the children, if they are unused to having healthy, balanced meal, they might also not enjoy food that other children eat, such as vegetables. So if the child at home always eating, for example, let us say chicken nuggets or burger sandwich, or maybe a takeaway from any Indian restaurant, like takeaway like curries, it's full of salt and sugar. They enjoy it, but it's not good for their dietary requirements. So if they enjoy it a lot, when they go to the nursery, they must not like to eat it, normal food, which other children are eating, like vegetables or fruit. So it is very important for us. So when the children feel different from other children, if the child here feeling like all the other children are eating vegetables, for example, and they're very happy, while he is not eating with them because he doesn't like it, he will feel unhappy, and they look for what they can do. So this will affect their mental health, because if they keep thinking, oh, why other children are enjoying the meal except me, I don't like it, this will affect their mental health. They might find it harder to bounce back. They might become upset for some reason, feel negative. When they grow old, it might give them depression. So for all the children, there are often linked between the appearance and bullying. So if they grow older from the nursery, people might abuse them because they look really big or maybe very thin because of their poor diet. Then they got bullied by other children. So children who experience bullying can lose their confidence, their ability to make friends, ability to trust others. Is very, very important for us to keep the child diet healthy. Okay? So now identify a reason why there are special, why do we have special dietary requirement? Why? Can you think about reasons? Why do we have special? Yeah.
Mentally need have a special diet.
So why do we have a special diet? So some children, they might not eat with the rest of the children. They might have special dietary requirement. So first thing we have, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, he might be have diabetes or
Say again?
allergy. He
Very
might,
good, very
yeah,
good. Yeah, allergy reaction. Because these children
yeah.
have allergy reaction contained in some type of food. Maybe they have serious allergy to nuts, to milk, to dairy product, shellfish. So they might have allergy. So the allergic reaction can be very serious. They might not be able to breathe. They might not be able to talk after that. We might have to go and call emergency services, medical attention. So it is scary for us. So we need to know what's the special requirement or special diet requirement for that child or any child who entered the nursery. So that's first reason. Another reason, there is also intolerance. So some children may not be allergic to food, but they might not tolerate some of these types of food. So parents may have noticed that a pattern after every time this child eating certain type of food, they might have rash maybe, or they might develop eczema if they eat certain type of food. So it might not be allergy, but it might be intolerance, that the body doesn't take this type of food. So that's why we need to know the dietary requirement for the child. Also, some diseases. In the children, they might not be able to eat certain food, like certain gluten is not good for them. So the gluten is in the wheat, in the pasta, in the bread, in the rice, in sausages, so this some ingredients might have gluten. So bread, pasta, they always have gluten. Some people might not be able to take this gluten. So if we know that the dietary requirement, we wouldn't be giving the child this type of food. It's not good for them. Also, diabetes is another reason. Some children, they might have diabetes. Sugar is not good for them, or maybe some type of sweets, or let us say dates. We can't give the children date because they have certain medical conditions. So the body has managed how much energy they need. So too little energy stop the vital organs from working. And also, if they have too much energy, it can damage the organs of the body. So the body makes hormone called insulin.
Go.
Yeah. So this is very important in making sure that there is enough of the insulin in the body, but too much of the insulin, energy can reach the cells in the body is not good. So when children have diabetes, their bodies may not be making enough insulin. There are type 1 diabetes, there are type 2 diabetes. So type 1 diabetes is generic. It's from genes. When the child is born, they have it. It's genetic. Type 2 diabetes, it links to poor diet. So if they have lots of sugar in their diet, they would have type 2 diabetes. So young children are more likely to have diabetes type 1, but they will need an injection of insulin from the health professional. So some children might need this injection every day. So health professional will carefully plan carefully plan what this child eat, because it's very dangerous if they have any kind of sweets. Earlier setting will need to talk to the parents about how to provide food at meals, what to bring them for the snacks. Is very, very important. We need to find out what the doctor has advised them about the child diabetes. Also, there is religion restriction. It's very important. So we need to know what's the requirements for the baby. So if we go here back again, it says special dietary requirement. So for example, religious restrictions. So some religion restrict some type of food to be eaten. Like for example, ham for the Muslim, for the Jewish, for the Christians. some of the Christians, they can't eat pork, so depends on the religion instructions. Also, there is organic free range. So some parents, they are keen that their children have only organic food. They don't need any chemicals in their children's meal. Yeah. Other may also want some food they might be vegetarian. For example, they don't want any meat in their kids' diet. Also, they might not be able to feed them fish for some reason. It depends on the dietary that they give them. Also, yeah, as we said, vegetarian, or maybe vegan. So if the family is vegan, they might not allow the nursery to feed the child any type of animal or fish or eggs or even dairy. So that's why we need to know what's the dietary requirement for the children. So what about keeping and sharing the records for this special requirements for the children? So for us, what we need to do. So we have seen that there are a range of special or different diet for the children. That's why it's very important we keep record of it. Otherwise, we might give the child wrong diet. Yeah, and it's very dangerous. They might have allergy. If they have allergy and we don't record this, they might have food with their they might have something with their diet who cause this allergy, which is very dangerous for them, or maybe something against their religion we might feed them. So that's why we need to keep proper record. So first of all, we need meal planning. Most early years setting, they would have a plan for the meal. They share with parents or carers the meal and the snack that is due to be given to the children. Yeah, so every now and then we share with the parents what's the diet that we're going to give to the children. So for the children with medical needs, they may also be individual plans. So we have plan for the children who has no medical condition and or allergy, and one for the children who has certain type of allergy. And also the setting might serve food for certain children on different colored plates. That's easier. Why? Because it reminds us for example, the blue plate is for the children with no allergy. The green, it depends on what they have allergy as well. So we have certain type of colors to present the food. Also, we can use photographs can be used to ensure that the child receive the correct food. So we might use photographs where the child has a life-threatening allergy, is very, very dangerous for them. We will avoid using that food in their meal. This is what we should put in the plan. Some children may be sensitive to nuts, some of them sensitive to dairies. So we have to make sure that we do not provide them with this type of food. Also, recording what children have eaten is very, very important. So not only plan it before we give it to them, we also record it when we give it to them. So anything the child is eating. So for the children with medical needs, or the babies, toddlers, in the earlier setting, we record what they've been eating and the quantity of the food. This will help the parents to know how much exactly food they have had in the nursery and how much food they will need at home. So if the children are not hungry, it's good for the parents not to force them to eat. But maybe they haven't had enough food in the nursery, then the parents should give them enough food at home. Otherwise, the child will get ill. So it is very important. Okay. So to answer this question, you need to write about writing records. So first of all, we write record before we give the babies and children food. Why? Because these plans we will pass it to the parents and to the carers to have a look at it for the children plan of meal, and also we record when we give them the food. So the child, we will be recording what they had, how much the quantity, just for the parents to know how, if they need to feed them at home, how much they need to feed them. Otherwise, they might get ill if they don't eat in the nursery or at home. Now, explain the role of early years practitioner in meeting children individual dietary requirement and references. So what's your role? What's your job as a practitioner in meeting the children requirement? So, oh, sorry. So where we are, 5.2.
Lana, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
no screen.
Screen gone?
Yeah.
Okay, let us bring it back. Can you see now the book?
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, what's your job as a practitioner to meet the children diet requirements? So first of all, we need to know what's their diet requirements. Isn't that correct? So to meet it, we need to know what is it exactly. Otherwise, how we would fully meet the requirements. So first of all, we need to know what's the dietary requirement. So you need to know which children have a diet requirement. Do they have allergy? What they need to eat? What they can't eat? We understand all this. Which food can be used with the children, and when they are needing, how much they need, and also what we should avoid is very important. So you will need to talk to the parents or the key person in the child's life. So it is very, very important to know what's their diet requirement, what they need to eat, what they can't eat. It's very, very important to us. Second thing is to match the meal or snack to the child. So after we know what's the child diet requirement, then second thing, we match it. So when preparing or serving food, it is essential to match the right food for the child. So we need to check which one has got the allergy, which one doesn't have anything, and we match the meal to the right child. So if any doubt, that if in your head you're thinking, I don't know whether this child has some diet requirement or not, then maybe you should straight away to check before you give him any food. What if this child has got allergy, but you don't know? So if you have any doubt, you need to check with the parents of the child or with the key person in the child life, like for example his grandparents or anyone who bring him to the nursery, because this is our responsibility. And also we need to follow the procedures. What are the procedures? Earlier setting will have procedures to make sure the right food is given to the right child. For example, using the right different plates color. So, for example, if the child has got dairy allergy, we have blue. For example, if we have too many, then we have to have certain procedure to follow. If we have different plate color, then we need to follow the exact procedure. You should follow the procedure. And also, you need to, if you're using photographs to identify the child as dietary need, then you need to follow the procedure. Following procedure may also mean record keeping, which is very important. So if you don't know anything about the child, or you forgot, you go back to his care plan, to his file, check it, understand it, and then come back. So you either get advice from your manager, you check his records, or you speak to his parents. It's very, very important. This is following the procedure. And if there is certain procedure, like using certain different place color, or take photographs to identify the children with allergy, then you have to follow the procedure. So, and also you need to know what to do if there are any allergic reaction. So sometimes mistakes could happen, and suddenly there is an allergy reaction to start, has a rash on their skin for some reason. Then what you should know, how you should do. So you should always know the sign. You need to look at any allergic reaction. If the child has diabetes, or any other like hypo, any other or epilepsy, or any other any illness or any allergic reaction could happen on the child. Suddenly the child's skin is become red, or the face drops, or become yellow face, or all this allergic reaction. So we need to understand and see the sign and follow it, which is very important. Also, we need to make sure that the child feel included. They feel included. So while children might have different dietary needs, it is important still feel valued and important to the nursery and included in the groups. So as a practitioner, you need to help certain children with similar needs together. Like, for example, 3 children have got, they all have same allergy to dairies. Then we should group them together. And maybe give them same plate colors. This will, because if this child was on another table with other children who have no allergic reaction, and he's the only one who's got different plate color, he will feel different. He will feel not valued enough. So there are sometimes when it's possible to give children the same food, but you need to watch the dietary needs. If there are no differences, for example, snacks suitable for all the children, no matter if they are vegan or if they have, for example, boiled carrot. Boiled carrot, you can give it to a child with diabetes, to a child who's vegan, to a Muslim or Christian or Jewish, to yeah. So sometimes if you have just one child who's got allergy or different diet requirement, then maybe try to bring all the children together. Maybe try to use similar type of food. Otherwise, he will be the only one sitting there looking at everyone's plate. Yeah. So it is very important to make the child feel included. So to answer this question, it says, explain your role as a practitioner meeting the children's individual dietary requirement and preference. So what you should say here, you should say, first of all, I need to find out the dietary requirement, and you talk about it, how you find out. You can read the record or speak to the child parents. Also, you need to match the meal or snack to the child. Make sure that every child have got the right meal for them. You don't make mess and make a wrong assumption that this child might need different type of food and you give him wrong meal. And also you need to follow certain procedure, which is what's the procedure in the nursery? Is there any certain color plate to give to the children if they have diet requirement? Is there any is the child, you take picture to the child to identify them if they have any dietary requirement? So you need to follow the procedure. Also, you need to know if there what to do if there is any allergic reaction. Is very important. What do you do? How you monitor it? And also, you need to make sure that the child feel included, even if they are having any allergic reaction towards food. You still need to make them feel included. So if you have only one child in the nursery has got, then you need to still give him similar food to others, so he doesn't feel different, or similar plate color, so it doesn't make him feel excluded. They always need to make them feel included, or maybe think about snacks could be given to all the children. So this is all different strategies to make children feel included. Now the last question before we go to the reflective account says, describe benefit of working in partnership with children carers in relation to special dietary requirements. So why do we work in partnership? Normally, when you work in partnership, for you, what's the benefit of working in partnership? On any case. So you work in partnership because you will get lots of information, yes, from the child's parents, from the professional. So working in partnership is very important. So first of all, I need to work in good partnership with the parents because I get lots of information from them about the dietary requirement for the child. Then I work in a good partnership with my colleagues. So if I write all this information on the child file and share this information with my colleague who work, for example, on a meal time, I can tell my colleague about the dietary requirement for these children who I'm taking care of. So just in case I'm not there, she can provide the right meal for them. So this is working partnership. Also, I work in a good partnership with a doctor. If the child has got diabetes, I need to know what exactly to give them and what food I shouldn't be giving them. So it is very important when you work as a practitioner is to have good partnership work, because you get lots of information from these partnerships to provide the best service possible for the children and avoid any hazard could the children allergy could cause the child, or any medical condition. Is this understood so far? Shall we move to the reflective account, or do you still need to discuss any of these questions we have just spoken? We have just done now.
Yeah, we can move. It's easy.
Okay, good, excellent, thank you. Now, let me make it larger a little bit. Promote health and well-being in setting by encouraging babies and young children to consume healthy and balanced meal, snacks, drinks appropriate to their age. So how can you promote health and well-being? You remember we spoken about this, how the practitioner can sit with the children, how you make them make yourself a role model. Let us go to 3.1 again. Where's 3.1? So how you can promote the question, promote health and well-being in setting by encouraging babies and young children to consume healthy and balanced meal, snacks, drinks. So how can we encourage the babies to consume right food? So we will have to encourage the children to eat good food. Why? Because balanced diet is mean good healthy body and good development for the children, for their body activities, for their mental health. It is very important to have a healthy diet. So what we should do as a practitioner now, because it's talking about yourself now, it's a reflective account. So I can answer this question by saying, as a practitioner, for me, it's very important to promote a health and well-being in the setting, by encouraging babies and children to have a healthy and balanced meat and snack. And the way I do it is by, first of all, I eat with the children. So I put my plate on the children. I act like a role model for the children. I eat with them. I show them that my plate is full of healthy food, like cabbage, like other tomatoes, cucumber, all the food which is good for the children. To encourage them, to show them that I'm eating healthy diet. Second thing, I can ask the children to help me doing the plates. Do you remember this is as well? We have, where is this one? Yeah, it's here. So first of all, I always act like a role model. I show the children that I eat with the children on the same table to show them that my plate is full of healthy diet. I put some of the boiled vegetables, some of the fruit on my plate to show them that my meal is very healthy. I don't have snacks, and I tell them that I don't have snack, I don't have chocolate, because chocolate is not good for you. And then also I involve the children in the preparation. So I put some the food on. I ask them to help me put in the clothes on the table, put in all the disposable plates on the table, put maybe a big plate with lots of food, and ask them to help themselves. So they eat, they put as much as they need, and they this will encourage them to eat more. Also, part of my strategies, I do not force them to eat or to finish their meal. So I encourage them to eat, but I don't force them to eat. If they don't want to eat, I can ask them to leave the plate on the table. Whenever they are hungry, they can go back and eat it. So it is very important not to force the children to eat, and also not to force them to finish their meal. Sometimes you see when the parents ask the children to finish their meal, this will make them hate eating. They will find it horrible to them. They wouldn't want to finish it. So it's very good not to force the children. Also, as a practitioner, I have many other strategies. I give them the right amount of food on their table, on their plate. If they have too much of it, they would not eat it. So if I have the right amount, they will eat it. Also, I give them every day different type of food, because if I keep giving them the same type of food, they would not be encouraged to eat it. Also, I put the children in small groups, because when they are in small groups, they enjoy talking about these fruit and vegetables, and they will eat it better. I give them snacks, which are healthy snacks rather than just normal sweets, and I cut it in an attractive way, and make shapes in their plates, make them encouraged to eat it more. And also, I do not make the children over hungry. I make sure I give them meals on time, and I give them the right amount of food. And also, I take the children outside, they play, they are happy, and when they come back, they are always, after being active, they're always hungry, and that's encourage them to eat even any type of food. Even if they don't like the food, they will be encouraged to eat it because they are hungry by then. Is this understood so far? You just need to talk about yourself. Just say, I do this, I do that. Just reflect on your experience. What do you do? Like, for example, Hiba, what do you do in your nursery? How you promote, how you encourage them to eat? I'm sure there are some eat good food for them. I'm sure you have your own strategies. And also Asia, she's helping childminder. She has her own strategies, and you can write about this. How about share information with parents, carers about importance of healthy, balanced diet, nutrition, well-being, and oral health? So how would you share the information? Let us go to 3.2. Let us go to 3.2.
The child history asking for parents.
Yes. So what do you do? How you share information about healthy diet for the children with the parents? Okay, so this is the 3.2. 3.2. So sharing information with the parents. Some of the parents are they have lots of knowledge about nutrition. Yeah, other parents may welcome the idea of the support. They might not have enough information. So for us, we need to share this information. You need to tell them what, like today you learned a lot about healthy diet and nutrition. So when you work with parents, you need to tell them about what's good for the children, what's not good for the child, how they can feed them, what did you feed them in the nursery as well. So, and what you can do, you can always go to the NHS website because there's always up-to-date information. Why I'm saying this? Because, for example, X at some stage they said it's not good for the people, and suddenly they, after lots of medical research, they find out it's very good for people. So you need to go and check the NHS up to date about what's relevant to the nurseries, how you can feed the children healthy and balanced diet. So to answer this question where it says share information, so for me to share information with the parents, I would say I always have lots of information to share with the children's parents about the healthy diet. There are some parents who have lots of information about the diet requirement, which is good. For me, I can get information from them. However, some of the parents, they have no enough ideas about how to feed the child nutritional food. So what I do, I share with them the information, everything I learned from my diploma, and help them to feed the child better. Also, I go and look at the NHS website, get lots of information so I can help the parents. So sharing the information is very important because the children, maybe they are eating in the nursery some food, maybe they refuse it at home. Yes, so at home maybe they are not eating any vegetables or fruit. Because why? Because the parents are treating them in a different way. Maybe they take extra care and attention, and they keep making fuss about feeding the children. Then the child maybe do not eat the same food he's eating in the setting. So you need to speak to the children parents that the child is eating this type of food, is eating this type of vegetables, so they can feed him same thing at home. Also about the oral health. For the gums, for the teeth, it's very important that we take extra care of the children. So as we said, as a practitioner, I can answer this. As a practitioner, I do not give the children or allow them to eat any sweets, even if they bring it from home. Why? Because eating sweets are not good for the teeth, for the gums of the children. And this, if I don't give it to them, it will prevent tooth decay. So when children have this decay, they will develop infection and might need some medical attention. While for me, I do not give them anything could spoil their teeth, especially for the milk teeth. If it goes bad, they have to take it out from the child, and that will be very painful for the child. So, and also I help the children to brush their teeth, show them how to do it, and they do it in the nursery, and ask the parents to bring their tooth and brush. And also we need to monitor how the child is doing his brushing. Is it doing it properly or not? and let us see. Yeah, so you need to make sure that they have fluoride or the toothpaste on the toothbrush when they brush their teeth, and they do it properly. So this is how you share information. You share information with the parents, because some of the parents, they don't have enough information, and some of them, they have a lot of information. They can give it to me as well. So I get lots of information about the child, and also some of the children, he might able to eat all the vegetable and food in the nursery, while when they go home, they don't eat the same food. They just eat takeaway. They just eat sweets. So when I share the information, the parents will be more educated about how to feed their children. Then they can start feeding them healthy diet at home as well. Now, plan activities, and also we talked about where is it? We talked about the oral health. We said oral health is very important. So I need to ask the parents to bring, to give the child, or bring with them toothbrush and toothpaste. I monitor the children when they do it, that they put the right amount of toothpaste on the brush, and the way they do brushing their teeth is very important. So I keep watching them and supervise them when they do it, and ask the parents to monitor and supervise the children at home as well. Now, plan an activity to support healthy eating in own setting. So, did we do this before on Unit 1? Do you remember? Or did I do it with Level 3? So how you plan an activity to support healthy eating in own setting? Do you know any way to support healthy eating in the setting? Any idea? So, for example, if I want to make all the children eat healthy food, maybe I ask them to help me with cutting, with peeling the vegetables, like peeling the clementine and peeling the banana, because this will encourage them to eat it later on. Also, I could maybe so you need to plan an activity. So you say, my plan is to make all the children eating healthy. So how would I do it is, I'm going to bring lots of satusma and lots of banana, and ask each child to pick a banana and satusma. They start peeling the satusma by themselves and making each one of these pieces on its own, and also peel the banana and put it in their plate. This is my activity. This will encourage them to eat, because they had done this by themselves. This will encourage them to eat it. So, another plan. Just say, I'm planning to bring lots of food. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring lots of types of food, lots of different color. I'm going to chop them into pieces and mix them together as a bowl of salad. Ask the children to start taking one at a time, making groups of the similar colors, like if it is yellow, if it is orange, if it is red for strawberries, for example, or orange for orange, or yellow for bananas. They make pile of them in their plate, small pile of 4 or 5, and then they will enjoy it and eat it. Why? Because they done it themselves. So this is my plan. Now implement the activity. So how you do the activity? First of all, I need to do risk assessment. I need to check, make sure that the kitchen is clean, is sanitized, nothing there is harmful for the when I start cutting. So I bring all the food, start chopping them, put them in a clean bowl, and I ask the children to come and collect the disposable plate, put the cloth on the table, and start putting the dishes in front of them, start picking the food from the big dish to their dish, and make pile of it in front of them. The children, and then now the children has done that. They really enjoyed it. They start laughing, and while they do the experiment, and then they start eating it. They were really happy when they ate it. Why? Because this is what they done themselves. So we discussed which color they were on their tables, how many colors, and they were explaining to the rest of the children how did they created this mountain of food. They enjoyed the experience. Now reflect on role when supporting healthy eating in on setting. So how you reflect? You say, in my own setting, let me go and check what the book has put. So 6.3. Where is it? 6.3 is here. So to reflect on your own activities, you need to think of your wide role of supporting healthy eating. So first of all, you need the knowledge. How good is your own knowledge about healthy eating? Have you read guidelines? What was the sign of allergic reaction? So for me to answer this question, I would say I have good knowledge. As a practitioner, I always need to have a good knowledge in healthy eating. So what I done was reading a lot about the types of food. I read a lot about healthy eating and how we can make the children eat healthy. Also, I read a lot about the allergy and the allergic reaction and how we can avoid this. Also, when I eat, I always show the children my food as a role model for them. So I eat with them on the same table, and I show them my plate is full of vegetables and fruit. I don't eat sweet. I don't eat crisps. So I encourage the children only to eat healthy food. Also, I support the children when they are eating meals. I prepare healthy food. I make the food looks very attractive on the plate. Make some smiley faces with the fruit and vegetables. And also I always work closely with the parents, so I get all the information, give them all the information about a healthy diet, how they can feed their children, what not to feed their children, because it is very important for me as a practitioner to give all this information that whenever I can. Now make recommendation for healthy eating in all settings. So what's the recommendation you can give the parents? So this is the last question. How can we give recommendation to the parents? So for me, like I'm going to answer as if I'm the student. I'm going to say, as a practitioner, I always make recommendation for healthy eating in the nursery where I work. I always try to make sure that the meals and the snacks are appropriate for the children. Also, the portion size always very important. So I make sure that we have the right portion on their plate. Always make sure that there is a jug of water and also a cup, a disposable cup on the table so the children can access the water whenever they need. When they have snacking time, I need to make sure that I put on the table snacks which are very healthy. If a child refuses to eat, then maybe I can show him how I'm eating this. I don't force children to eat, or I don't force them to finish their meal. Also, always the snack presented by me attractively. So I make some nice, funny faces with the fruit and vegetables on the dish, just to make the children enjoy the meal when they eat it. And also, I ask the children to help me preparing their meals, and putting the cloth on the table, and putting the dishes on the table. Because this is encouraging the children to eat, because they feel part of it, they feel included. Also, to encourage healthy eating in the nursery, I need to work closely with the parents. I need to share the information. Information are very important to me. So I can tell them how the child is progressing inside the nursery. Also, they can tell me what the child is being eating outside the nursery. I can also always encourage the parents to give to their children healthy food at home. Why? Because if the child is always used to eat healthy food at home, they will eat only healthy food in the nursery, which is very important. So this is how you answer it. Do you want me to repeat any of the reflective account? Any one of these questions you feel they are difficult? Hiba?
No.
No? Asya, do you need any of these questions to be repeated? I can repeat them all if you like.
No, it's okay.
They are okay?
Yeah.
Please make sure you check the recording when you do your work. Any question you can't understand, just go to the recording, listen to it, and then it will give you lots of ideas about how to answer the question. Then you can go read the book, make your answer, or even go and do some Google research, because it's very important, and then write your own answer. Don't copy and paste. Always make sure you write it in your own way.
Okay.
Okay, I'm stopping recording now.